So here we are then, a bright sunny day. Ooh, nice day for a ride, I think. And what better way to go for a little ride than on an adventure bike. One of two bikes that I own at this moment in time. It's a 2016 model. It has, well, the only parts I actually bought for this are the crash bars, the ergo seats, heated ergo, by the way, keep your bum nice and warm in the winter, and of course, what else did I buy for it? Oh, heated grips as well. There you go. Other than that, standard model. Like I said, it's 2016. I've had it for about 6 months, not really done much on it because of the weather. It does need a real good clean, in fact a detail to be fair, because it's a few bits need replacing as well. I'll get round to that because it's a little bit, I wouldn't say scruffy, but the last owner certainly didn't pay attention to cleaning. So we'll take you for a little ride. I'll give you my my impressions of the bike. So we'll start her up, get straight into it. There we go, she's Oski. Right, so those that aren't familiar with the bike, it's the I wouldn't say it's the bottom of the range, I wouldn't go far as that as far as KTM Adventures are concerned, but it is, I suppose, really. But it seems a little bit harsh calling it the bottom of the range, because it's still a fantastic adventure bike. Now yes, it's only 1050cc, 1000? It's only a 1050 compared to the likes of its big brother, the 1190 and the 1290. And of course this was replaced, it was superseded by the 1090 and the 1090R. They only did this for 2 years, which amazes me because it's a lovely little engine. I'll show you how it goes in a minute. But not a bad day for a ride today. I just wish I had bike number 2 out, because this is the sort of day for the Super Duke, really, for me, really, to get the potential out of it. But we're not on the Super Duke, we're on the 1050. Okay, so a few more things about this bike. It is a 1050cc, like we said before. It's got about 95 brake horse, about 82-ish newton meters of torque, so still a lot of torque. And I'm telling you, you can actually feel the torque as well. It's you know, still a torquey bike, even though it's the baby of the bunch. Okay, it's not got as much as the 1090, it's not got as much as the 1190, 1290, etc. But for me, having ridden the 1290, and that's the right reason I went for this bike, this is a far more fun bike. The 1290 being very serious adventure bike, a very heavy lump, and it takes a lot more to ride, whereas this, I wouldn't say a beginner can get on, but somebody with a little bit of bike experience could get on this, throw it around like nobody's business, and have nothing but a big grin on their face. Let me tell you, this is a grin factor bike. Don't let the 95 brake horsepower fool you. I'll show you in a minute exactly what it can do. It's hilarious fun. But I'm in 5th gear now, I'm doing 55 miles an hour. You know, it goes along nicely. On the motorway it will certainly go along nicely, about 70 miles an hour without even 70 or 80 without even pushing it. It just dawdles along. You don't feel like you're straining the engine. You know, it's a great little bike. But if you want to get your foot down, or sort of say your hand back, and it goes like friggin' stink. It really does shift. It shifts. Wow, it goes. See? Now the brakes. The brakes, as you can probably tell then, are not the best in the world, and you almost feel like if you pull them too hard, the ABS isn't going to work. That's the sensation you get. But like I said, they do the job. But the one thing where the 1290, 1190 really do hold their own is they brake a lot bloody quicker than this thing. Now, it's not an issue when you get used to the bike, but when you come off something like the 1290, which brakes work far better, and you come onto this and you speed along a straight like that, coming towards a corner, and you think you've got bags of time to brake, you suddenly find out on this bike that isn't the case. You need to be a lot more careful, or else your arse ends up in your mouth. We'll go for a little spin around here. Not the best roads in the world around here, by the way, I've got to say. There's better roads, but seeing as I'm working in about an hour, I can't go really too far afield. It picks up nicely. I'm in 5th gear there, and it's picking up nicely. You know, you don't need a cog down. You're just going to twist it back and it goes. As far as riding is concerned, I mean, in the twisties and everything, this bike is fantastic. It really is. For a big bike. Now let's not forget, this is the same size as the 1190, same size as the 1290, it's all the same frame. The biggest difference being, of course, maybe the tank size and the swing arm. The subframe at the back is, of course, just plain aluminium on this, which causes issues. It's a bit scruffy unless you really keep on top of it. Whereas the powder coated on the 1190, 1290, and of course, like I said, the engine is completely different. A few little mods you have with the 1290, and of course that comes with a TFT screen now, which is a lovely little piece of kit. So you come with a TFT screen, you've got all the mods on there. Yeah, you can connect to satellite, GPS if you will, things like that. But this has what you need. This has the basics of what you need. It has ABS, it has traction control, it has MTSC. It does have, on this model, because I've added it, heated grips and an ergo seat, and not too expensive, I must say. I mean, of course, the hand grips for KTM, the heated hand grips, are about £175 before fitting. Of course, you can fit them yourself, but anything like that, I prefer just to get it in and get someone to do it for me, because I'm lazy, and because at least if something goes wrong with it, you can take it back and get them to sort it. That's basically me in a nutshell, to be fair. Even with the servicing, I'll take it in and get it sorted rather than doing it myself, because you make a silly mistake when servicing and you end up in a ditch somewhere. It's completely your own fault. If that happens, somebody else has done it, well, it's their fault. So yeah, heated seat gets nice and warm, heated grips get way too warm. In fact, so does the heated seat, to be fair. I don't know if you can see it down here, but there's a little switch for the 12 volt there, and there's a little switch beside it that has 3 modes. Now, when it's amber, it's off. When it's green, it's warm, which is still very hot. Now, when it's red hot. I mean, even in the middle of winter, you've got that on red, and after about half an hour, you're lifting your bottom off the seat, and it starts to get very uncomfortable because it's very, very hot. I found out that very quickly on my way back from Kendal when visiting Triple D Motorsports to get it fitted. It was hot. One thing I should say as well about the 1190 and 1290 is this little switch here. You don't need that on the 1190 and 1290. It goes straight into the TFT, straight into the dash. So you do not need the switch. There's only the 1050 that requires a switch fitting. It doesn't have the capabilities for it to attach straight to